Hello everybody, David Jacobs, your friendly neighborhood voice actor at davidjacobsvoiceover.com. Today I've got another ADHD idea for you. Now, when you have ADHD, one of the big problems is you will tend to want to do the things that you want to do and not do the things that you don't want to do, even though they may be the more important things to do. I heard someone say, you can't get an ADHD person to do what they don't want to do. But this is a problem because you need to direct market. If you're in voiceover, direct marketing is very, very important and you need to spend a lot of focused time on it. But it's not exactly super fun or entertaining. It's kind of a grind. It's not going to be one of the things that you're going to be super interested in doing. But it's one of the most important things you've got to do. So how are you going to get around this? Well, one half of this idea is what I've discovered about myself, at least. If I don't write it down, it doesn't happen, right? If I don't write it down somewhere and it could be digital or on paper, in the calendar or somewhere. If it's not down somewhere, it doesn't exist. If I don't write it down, it doesn't exist. That could be a meeting, an appointment, a to-do, something I want to focus on, whatever it is. And I've told people this. If I don't write it down, it doesn't exist. If it does, you're good to go. So I often think of the areas I want to focus on. I don't think about to-dos so much. There are to-dos during the day, but those are more like things like I need to run an errand. I need to pick up my prescriptions. I need to make this quick phone call for a personal reason. I'm talking about areas that I want to focus on today. Got to get through my email. I'm a little behind. Direct marketing. Got to focus on that. Training. There's some voiceover recorded training that I need to watch and get through. Social media. Got to work on my content marketing and how we're going to do our social media posts. Many, many things. And then I put a time by it. Direct marketing. How much time do I want to spend? 2 hours, 3 hours, just pick a time. Let's say 2 hours. My email, let's spend an hour on that. Voiceover training, let's spend another 2 hours on that. Whatever it is, write down the amount of time that you want to focus on it for. And then that will all add up to your entire day. So if you want to work a 8 or 9 hour day, then come up with 8 or 9 hours with some slack time in between. Don't pack it all the way to 8 or 9. You want to work a 12-hour day? Fill it up with 12 hours. It's all up to you. It's your business. But one of the things I learned is actually don't go to exactly 12, like I said, because you're going to need breaks in the middle. You can't just go from one thing to the next to the next. You're going to have to build in at least an hour or so of slack and flexible time in the middle. Then I put it on a calendar. I block it on a calendar. Again, if I don't put it on the calendar, it doesn't exist. I can say, I want to focus on direct marketing today for 2 hours, and I can feel great about that. But you know what's going to happen is I'll be distracted, or something else will come up, or I'll go down a rat hole, or who knows what will happen. And then I'll look up and it'll be 4 o'clock and I haven't done direct marketing. You just got lost in the shuffle. This happens all the time. I had all the intention to do it, but somehow it slipped through and I forgot and whatever. This is what happens to ADHD people. Put it on the calendar and live by that calendar. Here's what it's time to do right now. Doesn't matter what you want to do or what you're about to be distracted by. This is what's happening right now. It's 10 o'clock, time for 2 hours of direct marketing. Hold yourself with a little bit of discipline to that calendar, and then it might help. So I block the whole day out. And then the other great tip is if you're going to go 2 hours on direct marketing, that's a long time. That's probably longer than a lot of ADHD people can sit and do one activity. It's just, you're going to get distracted, you're going to get bored, something's going to happen to throw you off track. So I've started to use the Pomodoro method, which is basically working in time blocks. I think it originated from the tomato timers in a kitchen, little timers that look like a tomato, and you can set your timer for whatever you need, and it goes off, and your chicken is done. That's how it started. But you can use any timer. I use this guy. I like this timer because it's visual. If you turn it, you get this nice visual block, and that block will slowly close as the time elapses, so you can visually see where you are on your time. Now, I think traditionally Pomodoros are 25-minute blocks. You can do whatever you want, but 25 seems to be pretty good, or 30, whatever. I think it's 25 because then you always want like a 5-minute break in between. So you go 25, a 5-minute break, so that equals a 30-minute work session. Then you start another 25-minute block, and you break after that. And I think after 4 Pomodoros, you're supposed to have a 30-minute break. You can do whatever you want. That's just the traditional way of doing it. So I'd set my timer here. 25 minutes, go, direct marketing. And this thing's going to finish. Usually it makes a noise when it's done, but whatever. Now I'm done. Now I can have a break for a couple of minutes. Sitting down to do 2 hours of direct marketing is daunting. That's something that your ADHD brain is going to say, I don't know, I'd rather do this for right now. But you could do 25 minutes, right? If you knew, it's like, oh, direct marketing time, oh my God. You know what? I just got to do 25 minutes. That's it. I can do 25 minutes. That's not so bad. That's easier to deal with. Oh, there's the timer. That's what it sounds like when it's done. You can do 25 minutes. That's not so bad. So you do 25, take a break. Do another 25, take a break. This is easier to swallow than sitting here for an entire 2 hours all at one go. That's very difficult for most ADHD people. But you can do 25 minutes. Time will fly like you never even knew it. It just puts you at ease, and you stop worrying and fretting about it. 25, I can bang that out, no problem. And you can focus for that amount of time. So that's what I do. I think about all the areas I want to focus on today, how much time I need or want to spend on it, and I block it in the calendar on a specific time. And then I use the Pomodoro method when I'm inside that block, if it's a block that's an hour or longer. Some things are only 30 minutes. I don't Pomodoro those. They're already only 30 minutes. That's not so bad. But if it's an hour or more, I'll Pomodoro it, and I just break that block of time up into 25-minute segments with 5-minute break in between. I'm telling you, it's really great. Just try it one time. Take a big task that's going to take you a couple hours and just do it in 25-minute segments with a 5-minute break in between and see how you feel. I bet you that it's a hell of a lot easier. And I encourage you to put it on the calendar, because then it's much easier for it not to slip through the cracks or whatever. This is what's been working for me. Again, there is no right solution. That's the problem. There is no, do this and I guarantee you'll be successful. No one can say that. I have some ideas. Maybe you can adopt some of them. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Maybe you'll take my ideas and put a spin on it, and that's what works for you. You got to customize it for what you do, because your brain is not my brain. No one can give you some kind of universal solution. You've got to come up with whatever your exact brain needs to do to operate. But you just got to keep trying things. Come up with an idea, try it out. Doesn't work? Okay. Come up with another idea. Try that one out. Just keep plugging at it. And eventually you'll figure out what your brain wants and needs, and how it can be programmed to best suit you. So that's the tip for today. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate you being here. See you next time.